Hey, I'm going to review this light that you see up here. I'll take you through the unboxing, the setup, the software, and tell you what I like about it and what I don't like. So watch this video and see if you want to pick one of these up for yourself or not. So I just got this Neewer TL-120C RGB tube light off Amazon. I haven't even opened the box yet. It looks like it's a pretty cool light. I've got it for my streaming setup. Hopefully it's going to be able to replace this light over here, which isn't great. And hopefully it also replaces that ring light over there. It's a 4-foot tube light. So hopefully it eliminates the need for both of those lights off to my side. I'll still need that backlight over there, but we'll see how this is. I'll go ahead and unbox it and give my opinion on it since I don't see any video reviews for this thing yet. I think it just came out in the past month. So here's the box that this thing came in. This is stupidly large, but we'll see how the actual inside box is. So this was more the size which I thought the thing would come in. This is kind of weird that this is already open. But the packaging looks nice. Cool, it actually has a case for it. I was not expecting a case. Oh, cool, it's got a handle, it's got a zipper. This is so far way nicer than what I was expecting. I mean, it's also kind of crazy. I've got these light panel Astras. These light panels were like $1,000 each, and they didn't come with a case or anything. Yeah, the light panels just came like this. They didn't even come with the softbox on there. They didn't even come with a battery plate. Then you got this thing from Neewer that was like $300, and it's got this super nice looking case. Seems like if I were light panels, I would be trying to up my game. Go ahead and open it and see what we got. We got some of the lights in here. Looks like we got some instruction manuals. Okay, there's an option to download an app. Looks like this comes with another zipper thing that's pretty cool looking. I mean, this is pretty heavy. It feels really good. This kind of just looks like a fluorescent 4-foot lamp. I mean, it's neat. We got a overhead lamp that I got from Harbor Freight or something, and that's like the same size. I kind of assume I'll have to charge this beforehand, but we'll see if it turns on. Here's the on button. Push and hold again. It says unlocked. Okay, so I'm adjusting the hue, it looks like. And I assume this is the brightness. Yep. Let's see if I want to get to a regular color temperature. I wonder if I hit the M button. What did that do? Oh, I guess these are various modes. Oh, cool. Looks like there's something that might go with the beat of the music. Check, check. That's pretty cool. But we don't need these modes right now. Looks like this is a color temperature. Oh, yeah, that's neat. 5,600 Kelvin daylight. And it goes down to 2,500 and all the way up to, 10,000. Pretty neat. And actually, before I go downstairs, I'll go ahead and figure out how to mount this thing. I've never seen a holder like this before, but it seems really cool. So I think this could go like this. It looks like you just push this thing down to lock it in place. And it looks like we've got some 1/4-20 screw adapters. I'm going to use a magic arm to mount this downstairs. Never seen magic arms before. They're pretty awesome. Cool. So this is all I should need for right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this set up and attached to the wall. Pop this up here. Position this over top of the camera. That seems roughly where I want it. I can still get to my camera and adjust settings here. It looks like this is going to block a little bit of light, but I think you can turn off different sections of this, and I probably don't really want a section here anyway. So I've got it hooked up to power, and everyone's seen cables being hooked up. There's no point in showing that. I'm going to download the app so that way, hopefully I can control this from my phone, and I'll get back to you in a moment. The app is not particularly good. When I initially set the light up and I turn the light off and turn it back on, all the settings reset. Apparently, you actually have to make an account on the Neewer app for your settings to save, which seems crazy, but I'll walk you through how this light works. So I use the Neewer app. I made an account. Obviously, I've already done that. So I can turn the light on. By default, it looks like it has this crazy rainbow effect, which I don't want to use. So I'm going to click on the light itself. I'm going to do multicolors, and I believe I saved something. So I'll go to the Save tab, and I called this Pixel Key, as in it's like a key light, but it's also a fill light. So I'm going to click on that. In this app right here, you can see I've put 2 white lights on the left side and 1 white light on the right side. Here it looks like it's just looping around. So to fix this, I'm going to pause the light whenever it loops around to the right spot. This is a fairly inconvenient app. So I think that's about right. I'm super bright right now. That's because I have these other lights turned on, so I'm going to turn those off. All right, so I turn the lights off. It looks okay. I would probably have a little less light on the side that has the backlight over there, so I can probably reverse the direction of this light and make it so that there's one less little light on that side, and I'll go loop it around to the other side. So let's see what happens. Play. Shit. So you can see there's like a very small light there, a bigger light source over there. I think this side's a little too dark, so I'm going to flip it and try and get like 2 little pixels on this side. But that just isn't good at all. Probably too much again. I think this app still like continuously has a thing looping around. It just doesn't update. It's just a terrible, terrible program. Okay, but I think this is roughly what I want to look like. Really small light source there. Bigger light source there is my key. It's just acting as the fill. And then obviously I've got that backlight over there. Yeah, there's not much else to say about it. I mean, I could change colors if I wanted to. Well, I'd have to play on the app for it to even update. I hit play, and I can see we've got a little orange pixel. That's pretty neat. I mean, obviously you can see I'm orange right there. It looks like you can change the hue of the thing. We can make it so it's got some blue. Say OK, and hit play. And now you can see I've got blue over here. But we'll switch it back to CCT. I guess that's 5500 Kelvin. And we'll update it by hitting play. And I'll wait for it to loop back around and hit the pause button. Yeah, so that's how I've got this set up for my streaming thing. And also I want to show you what happens if you turn the light off and turn it back on. So I'm going to turn it off, turn it back on. And for some reason, the entire light resets. It doesn't keep your previous setting. So yeah, to get around this, you have to go back to your, bookmarks. Use the bookmark you made and then repause it at the right spot. Yep, kind of a pain. Again, it's a super cool light. It's just the app needs a whole lot of work on it. And if you want to see how the touchscreen RGB thing works, I'll go ahead and figure that out and post it after this. The light can do some other cool stuff, but the touchscreen RGB is probably all I'll ever really use. So this took longer than I'd like to admit, but it actually kind of makes sense how this works once you figure it out one time. If you want to do the touchscreen RGB, just turn the light on. So if you're in the daylight color temperature area, to switch to RGB, you'll hit the lock symbol, and now you see the lock symbol is free, and you can drag and drop this whole thing around to change colors. It looks like you can change the hue or the saturation here if you want to. You can change the brightness, and if you want to change the hue, you hit this flip symbol, and now you go through the different hues of the thing. So that's pretty neat. This is a pretty heavy light. Brought out this kitchen scale, and we'll see what this thing weighs. So I'm going to do pounds for the American users. I'll go ahead and turn the light off so we can see what's happening. And looks like this thing weighs 3 pounds, 15 ounces. So that's 4 pounds. For the rest of the world that uses metric system, looks like it's 1,788 grams or 1.8 kilograms. So there you go. It's a pretty cool light. I'm sure I'll bring it on some jobs, but I've mostly bought this to do streaming setups with. So after setting up this light and seeing a few of its functions, although not everything, what would I rate this light? See, it looks like at the moment it's got a rating of 4 out of 5 stars based off of one review. I think that rating is completely accurate. I'm going to give it the same rating. I'd write a review. We give it a 4 out of 5. I don't know how well the brightness is. I mean, I assume it's a 5. It's way brighter than I need to. I think whenever I'm recording down here in my office, I'm using like 20% of the power, and it's a 45 watt light. So we'll give the brightness a 5. Portability. I mean, it'd be hard to put it on an airplane unless you have a roller case, but for regular video production, it's really portable and has the battery built in, which is super cool. So we give that a 5. Versatility. We give that a 5 also. The only downside this thing has is basically in the software. The hardware is really good, at least at the moment. We'll see how it lasts long term, but really if the settings would just be saved whenever you turn the light off and back on, and if the app could be improved so it's more intuitive, the entire thing would get a 5 out of 5. So my review and conclusion is absolutely amazing value for what you pay. Only things that could use some improvements would be in the software. If the light saved your previous settings when you turned it back on, that would be really helpful. If you didn't need to make a newer account to save your light settings, that would be great. The app could use some more work. And hopefully this video gives the manufacturer some insight into what they need improved. And hopefully in the future, this becomes a 5 out of 5 star product. Yeah, and if you want to see more videos like this, where I show you how to actually make this streaming setup, so you can reach out to clients and leave them video messages easier. I can show you how to do that. And there's a lot of cool technology out there that exists now. Just to preview this, like there's this eye contact switch where normally if I'm looking at the screen talking, it looks like this. But if you switch the switch on, it looks like I'm actually engaging with you. It's not true to life, but I can't put a camera in the middle of the screen to make things more engaging. So this is the next best thing. And then there's also super cool things like, removing the background, which is super easy. I thought I would have had to buy a green screen behind me, but it's amazing that this technology exists where you can just turn your background on and off with the flip of a switch. So if you found this content helpful, leave a message, check out my website, and I'll make some more videos.